students. In this session, I'm going to explain you about the structure and functions of oxytocin and vasopressin. First, let us know the structure and functions of oxytocin. Oxytocin is a nonapeptide, means it's made up of 9 amino acids. The amino acids that are present in the oxytocin are cysteine, tyrosine, isoleucine, glutamate, asparagine, cysteine, proline, leucine, and glycine. The sequence of these amino acids is like this. Okay, here it runs like this. The cysteine, tyrosine, isoleucine, the fourth amino acid is glutamate, asparagine, cysteine, proline, leucine, and glycine. Glycine is the C-terminal amino acid. Students, don't get confused because here I have written NH2. You don't get confused as glycine as the N-terminal amino acid, because we all know that all the C-terminal amino acids in a peptide usually end with COO minus, and here because this carboxyl group is in interaction with the NH2 group, it ends with NH2. Okay, the N-terminal amino acid is cysteine and the C-terminal amino acid is glycine. This is about the structure of the oxytocin. So it runs like this. Okay, so it runs like this, and you can see a disulfide bond between the first and the sixth cysteine residue. So there is a disulfide linkage between the first and sixth cysteine residues. You can also you can remember the sequence of amino acids, the single letter representation. For example, here I have written the single letter representation also. You can remember it as CYIQNCPLG, CYIQNCPLG, or else if you find it difficult to remember, here also you can use one mnemonic. Of course, even though this mnemonic is not so meaningful, no problem, we can use it. Okay, don't bother about its meaning. Grammatically, it's not so correct, but okay, no problem, we can use it. See, the class timings in Glasgow and class programs look great. So the first letter of each words represent the amino acids. So here remember C as cysteine, the T is for the tyrosine, I is for isoleucine, G is for, or you can remember GL. Also GL is for glutamate, AN or A and N for asparagine. Again C is for cysteine, PRO is for proline, L is for leucine, and this G is for glycine. Okay, students, because in this sentence we come across two G's. Okay, just remember the end C-terminal amino acid is glycine. Then usually just keep it in mind that the C-terminal amino acid is glycine. Then we can easily write the structure of this oxytocin. Now we will know the functions of oxytocin. What are the functions of oxytocin? So oxytocin is a peptide hormone secreted by the anterior lobe of the pituitary. It's a peptide hormone secreted by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. So this hormone is known for the contraction of the smooth muscles, especially during the in three different conditions. The first condition is in the lactating mothers. Oxytocin, whenever the baby sucks the milk from the mother, this oxytocin secretion of the oxytocin is stimulated, and this oxytocin allows the contraction of the smooth muscles around the mammary glands, and so it led down the milk flow to the mouth of the baby, or simply we can say that it allows the it stimulates the ejection of the milk from the mammary gland. It stimulates the ejection of milk from mammary glands. The second function is during the parturition, that is during the delivery of a baby. During the delivery of a baby, oxytocin is secreted, and it contracts. It allows the contraction of the smooth muscles that are present in and around the uterus, and so it allows the delivery of the baby. So that we can say that oxytocin help in the parturition. The third function is during the menstruation also it stimulates the contraction of the smooth muscles of endometrium. These are the three different functions of the oxytocin. And now let us know about the structure and functions of vasopressin. Okay, so vasopressin is vasopressin is also a nonopeptide. It's made up of 9 amino acids. The students, only the difference between the oxytocin and vasopressin is they differ with respect to 2 amino acids. So the third amino acid in the oxytocin was phenylalanine. See, the third amino acid in vasopressin was phenylalanine, but here uh, the third amino acid in oxytocin was isoleucine, but here it is phenylalanine. And one more difference is the eighth amino acid in oxytocin is leucine, but here it is arginine. If you remember the sequence of amino acids in oxytocin, if you replace the third and the eighth amino acid with phenylalanine and arginine respectively, you will get the sequence of the vasopressin. The vasopressin is also called as antidiuretic hormone. Okay, it's a nonapeptide. It's made up of 9 amino acids. The amino acids that are present in the vasopressin are cysteine, tyrosine, phenylalanine, glutamate, asparagine, cysteine, proline, arginine, and glycine. Here also the N-terminal amino acid is cysteine and the C-terminal amino acid is glycine. Here also it's in interaction with the NH2 group. So the structure also, it runs similarly to that of the oxytocin. It runs like this. Okay, in this way, in this way, and in this way. And this is the bond between the third and fourth amino acid. And this is the peptide bond between the sixth and seventh amino acid. And we can see we can see a disulfide bond between the first and sixth cysteine residues. Here we can see that we can see a disulfide bond between the first and sixth cysteine residue, and this is the single letter representation of the sequence of amino acids in vasopressin, that is CYFQNCPRG. R is for arginine and F is for phenylalanine. So now let us know the functions of vasopressin. Vasopressin is also called as antidiuretic hormone. It prevents diuresis. It means the vasopressin, it stimulates the collecting tubules of the kidney and allows the reabsorption of more and more sodium. It allows the reabsorption of sodium ions and chloride ions from the kidney tubules, especially especially from the cells of the collecting tubules, and thereby it allows the reabsorption of the water. It allows the reabsorption of the water mainly from the kidney. Okay, it allows the reabsorption of sodium and chloride ions. So this is the major function, and earlier this hormone was called, yes, of course, it's a hormone. It's a peptide hormone secreted by the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Earlier this hormone was called as vasopressin, because whenever this hormone is secreted, it's known to constrict the blood vessels. So therefore that name was given as vasopressin. But it's an antidiuretic hormone. It stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and chloride ions, and thereby it helps in the reabsorption of water from the collecting tubules of the kidney. And students, that's all about the structure and functions of the oxytocin and vasopressin.